BBC Sounds. Music, radio, podcasts.
Hi, I'm Lauren Laverne. Welcome to this archive edition of Desert Island Discs. This is the only extract we have of John Le Mesurier's programme, which was broadcast in February 1973. The presenter was Roy Plumley. What you're about to hear was recorded off-air, so it isn't of broadcast quality. You can find the complete list of tracks John chose on his Castaways page on the Desert Island Discs website. The music has been shortened for rights reasons. We hope you enjoy listening.
I want to try to be an actor. That's what I would like to be.
And how did you start?
Well, I hadn't had any sort of amateur experience of any kind. I managed to get myself into Faye Compton's Studio of Dramatic Art. I thought it would be smaller than the Royal Academy, so I might have a little bit more attention, as I knew absolutely nothing.
How long did you stay there?
I think I was there about 4 months or 5 months, I think. Yes.
What was your first job?
Well, we had a sort of end-of-term thing, you know, little concert. And we did little excerpts from various things. I did something from Berkeley Square.
Yeah.
And there were one or two people from repertory companies and so on who came to watch us. And I got a job at the Palladium Theatre, Edinburgh.
The Palladium?
Yes. And that seemed to me to be very grand, I thought. Well, the Palladium is a very grand word, isn't it? And I always remember, although I'm very grateful to the lady who gave me the job, Millicent Ward, her name is. But when I got to Edinburgh on a Sunday in the autumn, and I got some digs somewhere, and I went round to, you know, I knew about the Lyceum and the King's Theatre and stuff, and I found the Palladium, and it looked sad, rather. And there wasn't a proper stage door. That disappointed me for some reason terribly. There was a sort of a barn door you had to go through, you know, in order to get into the place.
Nevertheless, you were a professional actor. Let's have record number 3.
Peter Sellers, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Setting fire to a policeman? Anyway.
Setting fire to the policeman.
Setting fire to the policeman. I love it.
70 years ago, long before the days of the wireless and the kinematograph entertainment, we young lads had to make our own amusements. Such games as stoning the lamplighter and tripping the muffin man provided harmless outlets for the release of our boyish energy. But the most popular of all our escapades was undoubtedly the one called, quite simply, setting fire to the policeman. Now, this risky operation was invariably carried out at night.
Peter Sellers and an old-fashioned pastime, setting fire to the policeman. How long did you stay at the Palladium, Edinburgh?
I think I stayed there for about 5 or 6 months.
Yes.
And then I moved on, you know.
Was there a lot of work about in those days?
Yes, it seemed to be all right. There were, you know, there weren't the pressures. There seemed to be... Yes, there did seem to be more work, and I did an awful lot of rep.
Yes.
Possibly too much, but I don't regret it at all, because I like to think I might have learnt something.
Sure.
Yeah.
Twice nightly, right?
Yes, I did that too, yeah. Twice nightly and bi-weekly.
Well, twice nightly, twice weekly?
Yes.
The real rough stuff?
Oh, yes.
Well, then the war came. You were in the Royal Armoured Corps.
Yes.
You served in India, didn't you?
Yes, I was sent out there. I went to all sorts of strange places, even Pune. And I had a very comfortable war. No real hardships at all. Ended up on the northwest frontier. You know, really fire shots and friendliness, really. You know, it's a form of greeting.
Let's have record number 4.
Record number 4. Let's see. That's Judy Garland. Come rain or come shine.
I'm gonna love you like nobody's loved you. Come rain or come shine. High as a mountain, deep as a river, come rain or come shine. I guess when you met me, it was just...
Judy Garland and the orchestra conducted by Nelson Riddle. When you were demobilized, John, how did you find things in the profession?
Well, like thousands of other people, it was difficult to, you know, pick up the threads and so on.
Yes.
It took a bit of time. My first job, I remember, was at that lovely theatre at Richmond with a dear friend of mine, Larry Naismith, who employed me.
When did you start television?
I started that, I think, before the war, 1938 or 9, because I was at that time at the Croydon Repertory Theatre, where Michael Barry was directing and who later became drama director of the Television Centre. And he was kind enough to employ one or two of us.
Yes.
Up at Alexandra Palace in those days.
And films? How many films have you made altogether?
I don't know, about 80 or 90, I suppose.
And the best ones?
Well, I think the one that gave me most pleasure to be involved in was I'm All Right, Jack, with Peter Sellers.
Yes.
Boltings, yes. They were very, very good to me, and when they were making the comedies, they employed me quite a lot, from Private's Progress through that, and Brothers-in-Law and others.
Yes. In recent years, you've done very little theatre.
No, not at all. It just hasn't sort of come my way, really. I have had one or two scripts sent. In fact, I had one sent the other day, which I thought was terribly good, but I couldn't do it. And I wrote to the management thanking them and saying, I'm sure your play will run a year. It ran 1 week. You see. I know actors are very bad judges.
Might have been different if you had been in it.
Why doubt it?
But from your television and films, you've become one of the best-known character actors in the business. And, of course, a #1 smash successes, the Sergeant Wilson and Dad's Army. How many Dad's Army episodes have you done now?
Well, I think we must have done about 50 or so. I think it's been going about 4 years, or nearly 5 years. And it's a very, very happy assignment. I think everybody in it will agree that we didn't think it would become, so successful, because we thought it would only appeal to people of my sort of age group. But children seem to dig it, and people of 25, 30 and so on, people who weren't even born or thought of, and we all get on very well, and I think possibly that comes across.
It does come across. You look a very happy bunch.
Yes, we are.
But you haven't become typed through all that sort of thing. In fact, you were awarded an award of some sort as Actor of the Year for a television drama a year or two ago.
Yes, that's right. A play Alan Bridges directed called Traitor by Dennis Potter, which was a complete contrast to anything that I'd been doing, latterly in comedy or anything like that. And what pleased me most was to be asked to do it, because so often, as you know, people get put in tight little compartments, and they say, a certain man's, he's all right in comedy, we don't touch him in drama and be useless. So it was nice to be asked. That was the thing that gave me a great pleasure, and it was a fantastic part for me to try and do.
In comedy, your professional personality is that of a desperately worried man. In real life, do you worry a lot?
Yes, I do, I suppose. What are you worrying about, John? I suppose something's in my face or something. But I do, yes, I do tend to worry, yeah. The usual actor's worries, but they go beyond that. I worry if I've got nothing to worry about.
Car anxiety, no rest.
Sort of anxiety, I suppose.
Let's have record number 5.
Record number 5. Oh, yes. Easy Living.
What's that?
Well, that is something, a number played by another dear friend of mine, Alan Clare, whom I've followed around various clubs and places and hangouts he's been playing in for years. And he's a great piano player and is very much a musician. And I'm very fond of him as a person. And I like so many things that he's recorded and played, but this is the one I think I'll choose, Easy Living.
Clare playing Easy Living. Let's go straight on to your next record.
Ah, yes. Annie Ross, whom I've listened to and spent a lot of time in her company over the years. I think she's a lovely person and a great talent.
What's she singing?
She's singing a song that is an old standard, a great favourite of mine, called What's New.
What's new? How is the world treating you? You haven't changed a bit. Handsome as ever, I must admit.
Annie Ross.
What's new?
John, are you a practical person? Could you look after yourself in these unfortunate circumstances on the island?
I doubt it.
Could you put up some kind of structure?
I don't think so for one moment. No.
Oh, dear.
I'd be useless, really. I would just have to sort of stand around and wait for some reliable man or woman to come by in a boat or something like that.
I doubt it.
I don't
Well,
suppose
if they
it's
did, you wouldn't want to put up a structure, would you? What are you going to eat?
Well, whatever was growing there, I suppose. Bananas or some fruit, one hopes, or mustard and cress or something.
Well,
Things
that's
like
something. Why mustard and cress?
Well, I don't know. I seem to remember doing that or trying to grow that when I was a child. Not exactly a very good staple diet, but...
Well, nevertheless, it's something you could cultivate
Yeah.
if you know how. What about fishing? Ever done any fishing?
Never, no. No, I don't understand. It's something I've not got into at all, fishing.
Would you try to escape? Do you know anything about small boats?
No, I just have to stand around waiting for somebody to come, you know. Pick me up and take me away.
Gorgeous picture of you standing around.
Standing around, yes.
Let's have another record while you're standing there.
Oh, dear. Yes, number 7, isn't it?
Yes.
This is a record of Fred Astaire. It has memories for me. It goes back to before the war.